Okay, here we are. Ready? Just
That's
like
it.
last year.
Ready. Season 3 people.
And rolling. Welcome to season 3. And just like last year, I can't see over the thing.
Here, hold on.
Season 3, episode 1, rolling. Hearing Things with Julie and Brad of the 2026-2027 season. This is being released in July of 2026. Our sound is once again the deaf and hard of hearing.
Huh?
Produced by our company, Down the Tubes Productions, and this is episode number 105.
Wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Directed by Julian Rocky,
Yep.
and cameramen are Brad and Happy.
Yes.
Yay, there you go. So there you go. Rolling.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with kind of a revisit of a topic that we've already had. And I think we're going to go back to this well quite a few times because kids are amazing.
They're the best. So last year, we did curious questions from last year's 5th graders who are now in 6th grade getting ready to go to 7th, which is just insane. This year, I said, I'm going to poll my 3rd grade because there's a big difference between 3rd and 5th graders, believe it or not, even though it's only a 2-year age difference. Their maturity and the way they think about things was very different. And these questions were actually super insightful, which I didn't expect from this group because they're really silly and funny and kind of kooky and they're the best. But now they're going to be in 4th grade in a few short months. But they came up with some really great questions.
They did.
So here we go.
So the first one, can we hear the sounds of dog toys without our hearing aids in? So I can, because a lot of them are high pitched. I can hear them with and without. Some of the I can. Right, some of the crinkling. So sometimes they have like crinkles inside of it. I really can't hear those without my hearing aids in. And if I have them in, I have to be like right next to the dog toy. So yeah, but the squeakers I can usually hear because they are high pitched, and I still have those pitches. But what about you?
I can hear them with my hearing aids in, but with my hearing aids out, I can't hear anything anymore. Although that one rubber chicken
that chicken
that my mother gave Rocking and Happy around Thanksgiving, that thing, I could probably hear with my hearing aids out if I was close to it because it was so
loud.
ingratiatingly loud and annoying that I could probably hear. And this is actually a suggestion from a student who also said you should do a short video on it too.
Oh yeah, that's
and
good.
try it out with your hearing aids out.
That's a great idea.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
So again, 3rd grade rocks, man.
So speaking of short videos, if you haven't already, go over to our Instagram or you can TikTok, and we have a video of that stupid chicken somewhere. So scroll through, you'll see the chicken. It's brutal. It's a very Italian American chicken, shall we say?
That thing, my mother, I'm telling you. And then also, while you're on the internet, go to dttproductions.com. All of our content is there as well, that you can find it. But really go to the merch store. We've got some super cute stuff with Boston Terriers on it and our logo. So please go over there and peruse and purchase a gift or 6. And a portion of that comes to us, and it helps us drive our work forward. Yes. So also subscribe on YouTube, and you can find all our videos on YouTube. Also, a chunk of them are being put up now under shorts, so you can see some of our social media content.
Yeah. So subscribe and like the podcast if you're listening as well. And okay, that's the end of our pitch.
It really helps us grow the channel and grow the company.
It does, for sure.
Okay, moving on to number 2.
So we should do
awesome.
a live show and have viewers call in. So I'm on board with a live show, but I can't use the phone.
I don't know how people would call in, but I thought it was a great suggestion.
It was a good
suggestion.
The kids
really had some good thoughts of like how we can kind of build this out. And this is a group that's growing up in the technological age. So their entertainment is consumed through online stuff. So there's some cute ideas.
It's a great idea. So what do we got here? So
number 3.
Yep. Have you
ever imagined what life would be like if you could hear everything without hearing aids?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I think I've mentioned this in previous shows. I still have enough residual hearing that if I take my hearing aids out because it's raining and run to the car and then put on some music, if I turn it up loud enough, I could hear it sort of. Yeah. And it's a fuller sound. And so sometimes I get sad that I don't have that.
And you remember life before hearing aids. I don't.
So I remember what the world sounds like naturally, organically, because it's the sound that we have is very artificial because it is artificial, and so I do remember the world muted but natural.
And I don't remember hearing anything with my regular ears. I've only ever heard through machines. So sometimes I wonder how things would sound, how voices would sound, how music would sound if I could hear naturally.
Yeah.
But I don't want to because I think that would be kind of frightening.
I agree, right? We've adapted so much.
Like,
right? Yeah. We've adapted so much that I think it would be such a startling change to hear organically. And I like who I've become, and you're who you are based on your past experiences. And my hearing loss is a big part of me. And not the only part.
I like being able to turn the world off.
That's you.
So I think if I had regular ears, I wouldn't be able to turn the world off. So that would be kind of tricky.
That's true. Good question, though. Good question. Number 4, how did we lose our hearing?
I don't know.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
So I was born with typical hearing, so we think. We don't know that. But back in the mid-late 70s, the technology wasn't there that there is now for newborn hearing screenings. And it was noticed when I was about 3.5 that I wasn't responding. And I didn't really have a lot of ear infections. It's a mystery where my hearing loss came from.
Yeah, mine's hereditary. So everyone in my father's side has the hearing loss. So I was born with it. And it'd be interesting if you were born with it, Or is it something that happened to you when you were young?
No, I mean, I wonder, having talked to Dr. Michelle Hu recently,
yes,
I wonder how much of it was going from birth, and it was just not as noticeable yet.
Right.
Because I was compensating from such a young age, or the world was accommodating me without realizing it, that maybe it was always there, and it just didn't become pronounced enough until that age.
Cool. Yeah.
Not sure.
Again, good question. So how does it feel to put your hearing aids in and out? Not great.
Yeah, you answer that one first. I got to think about how I want to phrase this.
So it's funny the timing of this is right now my left ear hurts because I had a technology problem yesterday. I was doing an interview with Andrea Knab. She's a fantastic voice in the DHH community. And my Connect clip wouldn't work. And I was at work on my lunch break. And so I couldn't really have the sound up loud enough to be able to hear it. So I had to put headphones on.
Oh,
and it was squeezing my ears. And so it was squeezing tighter
Yeah.
on this one. So right now this ear is really tender. And so when I put my hearing aids in, it's kind of sore. So anytime I put them in, you got to put them in right because you have different parts of it. So this part here has to go in the canal, and if I miss, it kind of hurts, and it's in there constantly. So you constantly have a pressure. When I take them out, it's a relief. Exactly right. You have like a
popping
when you
sound
take it
almost.
out when you take them out. So I mean, you adjust to it, and it's not like it's not painful. They're uncomfortable.
So my molds are different than Brad's. They're squishier.
Yeah,
And they're
mine are
easier to move around and pop into my ear. But when I put it in, it feels like I'm getting plugged up. Mm-hmm. If you've ever had a stuffy nose,
Oh yeah.
when it's just and you just can't get rid of that pressure, that's what it feels like in your ear. So take your palm of your hand and press it really, really hard up against your ear and close your ear up. And you feel that pressure, that's what it feels like all the time.
Yep.
But for us, it feels normal because they're just such a part of us now.
Right.
But for people who are not wearing hearing aids, really jam your palm up against that opening of your ear and feel that pressure. That's what it feels like.
And that's where we have vents in the hearing aids to allow some airflow. And so if the airflow actually gets clogged with earwax or something, then it'll happen to me different ears. And so this ear was more waxy or whatever. And so it'll get plugged and I'll get dizzy because the pressure is different on different sides of my head.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there we go. Where are we? Right here? How does it go? How does it feel not to hear, both physically and emotionally? These kids are so insightful.
They're really good. So I helped them with the physically and emotionally words because they were trying to describe it. And I said, here's what I think they're saying. They said, well, what does it feel like not to hear? I said, what do you mean? With my ears, or how does it feel in my heart? They're like, both. I'm like, well, I don't know how to answer that, guys.
Yeah.
I was very honest with them. I said, I'll bring that to Brad and see what he has to say. But for me, I don't know because I've never heard any other way. But emotionally, sometimes it's I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. But other days it's oh, this is just, I'm like Mrs. Potato Head. I just have to build myself and go out the door. I got to put my ears in and go. I mean, I guess I don't really think about it.
Yeah, I
about
think
you?
For me it's tiring, right? So it's emotionally and physically exhausting because of the act of listening.
Right.
So we have to go out we're constantly straining to hear. And sometimes we're physically straining. So sometimes I'll go like that, right? And so there's a physical component to it where I'm trying to get my microphone closer to the source of the sound. And so it's draining. It's really draining. And that effort is a physical effort. Mm-hmm. The emotional is just I don't want to do this anymore, right? I'm tired. I want to just I want to just hear.
Some days I wish I had the choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
I
taxing.
don't have the choice. It's like, you're stuck with this now. Like, you can't choose to wear your hearing aids or not. Or you can't choose to hear one way one day, and then
Right.
it's kind of a bummer sometimes.
Yeah, so it's hard. It hurts. I guess we could say, how does it feel not to hear it? Physically and emotionally, it hurts. Both physically and emotionally. But it's something that not going to change, and so we just have to adapt, and we just have to take breaks. I mean,
Get on with it.
So for me, I know I have to take breaks a lot more at being an introvert, and so all that active listening and all that straining to be with people, straining to have those conversations, wears me out a lot quicker than it does Julie. But even though an extrovert,
I was just going to say, today we both had really, really long, challenging weeks. And I've noticed today, since I've gotten here, I'm speaking softer. And I think my speech is slipping. And you're having a harder time hearing me because you're tired. And I'm not being as clear. So that's another way that it feels.
Sure.
Physically. And I'm sure it's frustrating for both of us at times of like, would you please just speak up? Like, use your strategy. And the other one is like, why can't you hear me?
It's true. And then these are completely valid feelings, right? And you don't bottle them up, feel them, and let them go. Because these are struggles that are going to repeat all the time.
And when we don't see each other for a while, I'm so used to being around people that can hear that I forget that if his back is turned, if he walks out of the room and I keep talking, it's a useless effort. Do you feel that way ever? Because you're not like with people with hearing loss all the time, that when we get together after a period of being apart, that it's like we have to relearn and remember all over again?
Sort of. I mean, so like when you get here, I always, there's a switch I flip in my mind where like I know I have to speak louder and speak slower and make sure that I'm looking at you. So like it's a conscious effort. For sure, which goes back to it's tiring just to be deaf and to communicate with deaf. So I think that's something that you need to admit as well. Is like people in our lives that are not hard of hearing, it's a little bit of an extra effort for them to talk to us. So we acknowledge that and we thank everyone.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
What's we got? Man, the kids are heavy questions.
Oh, they're the best.
All right, where we go?
Number 7.
7, yeah.
So what other things does hearing impact? Is it just what you hear? Is it your voice? So this question came from a student saying, can you hear yourself talk? And I said, I can, but I don't know what it sounds like because I don't know how people whose ears work correctly, how their voices sound. Because to me, it sounds echoey.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm in a tin can.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what my voice actually sounds like until I play it back on a recording. And I'm like, oh, God. That's what everybody has to listen to? And I guess I do have a Boston accent that I deny that I have. So I don't know how to answer that one. I'm curious what other people's... Is that how everybody's voice sounds? Like echoing in a tin can? Or is it just because that's how I'm processing sound from my hearing aids? What about you?
So what about balance, right? Is our hearing loss is also affecting our balance. Like I was saying earlier, is when the tubing gets harder or there's wax in the moldings, like our balance isn't as good. If one hearing aid dies and the other one doesn't, our balance is off. So like being able to walk in a straight line,
We can't.
not something we can do. So it
We've
does
tried.
affect our balance. I really wish I had ice skate. I mean, I didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was 13 because
Same.
of the
I was
balance.
12.
And so like ice skating is a whole different set of balance. So like I think balance is definitely something there.
So that's an impact beyond just what we're hearing. It's just our voice.
Yeah.
It's another way that it impacts.
Right, because it's related to our hearing.
Remember the time we did the mini video about us trying to walk in a straight line next to each other?
It was funny.
We can't do
It's
it.
like pinballs.
Crash. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Is it hard to keep track of your hearing aids, and have you ever forgotten them? This cracked me up to no end. Because they're the first thing I put in when I get up in the morning, and they're the last thing I take out at night. I have, however, left the house without them on when I've been distracted in the morning. I did this in Ireland. I was sitting in the window. I did. It was hysterical. I'm sitting in the window, kind of looking out at the water on one part of our trip. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wow, it's really quiet here today. Huh. My housemates, are they up? I haven't seen anybody yet. This is not a quiet group. Where's everybody? Why it's so quiet? All of a sudden I went, oh, wait a minute. You didn't put your ears in. What are you doing? Because I get distracted by other stuff. So that's when I cannot keep track of them sometimes in that way, in the use of them. But I always know exactly where they are because I don't leave them out and about. They have their little dehumidifier that they live in all the time if they're not in my ears.
So for me, they're always in my ear, and I work out with them, and so I can scream music into my ears and not scare Happy because I have to turn up like Rage Against the Machine so I can hear it without my hearing aids. And I've actually gone into the shower with them, and it was horrifying.
I
And
did that once.
totally.
And I was like, why can I hear the water? Oh my God, why can I hear the water?
I actually had to I had to visit an audiologist to get one
Oh,
of
they
them.
actually got wet. See, I caught it the second I went in.
Didn't. And so now I have a trauma. Every time I go to the every time I go to the shower, I stick my fingers in my ears and tell
Oh, that's crazy.
and tell myself my hearing aids are not in.
Oh, wow.
And I have
See,
to
I've
do
never
that
actually gotten them wet.
every time. So it's total trauma response. So I have to stick them in my ears and then duck my head in before I can actually relax. And so when if I have a particularly good workout, I can my mind, I'm tired, and so my mind isn't always in the right spot. And so it's horrifying. It's flipping hilarious because I made that mistake.
Right.
But yeah, so I never lose track of my hearing aids except in that one instance where I went into the shower with them.
Whenever mine come out, even if it's just like I just want to take a quick nap, if they're either being put somewhere safe, up high, away from Rocky, if I'm downstairs and I'm going to take a nap, or here. And once I just whipped it out and handed it to you. I'm like, do something with this. I'm tired. Otherwise, they're always in their case. Their dehumidifier thing. Always.
Not something we forget. Well, I guess in most cases. What do our voices sound like to us?
So I kind of answered that one earlier, but what about you? What does your voice sound like?
I always think it's more high pitched than I want it to be, I guess. So for me, it's
the way you hear it or the way it plays back to you.
The way it plays back to me. So because it does sound different, right? It sounds different when you're talking. Now, so when I'm talking here, as I'm hearing my voice, it's going to be different. I'm going to notice a difference when I edit the video, when I hear myself talking. I always think it's higher pitched.
Doesn't sound higher pitched to me.
Yeah, I mean it's. But it's what
you don't sound like Mickey Mouse. No. You know what I mean?
I think it was when I was in high school. I was mistaken for my mom on the phone. I think that stuck with me, and so now.
Good God, does everything stick with you?
A lot of things do. But I will say that I notice the difference when I don't have my hearing aids in when I'm talking, and because right now my voice sounds a little artificial because it's being processed by my hearing aids. But if I have them out and I talk, I can see a more fuller.
Hold on, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you want to do that?
I've never done that.
Can you hear anything?
I don't. We're gonna find out.
All right, we're gonna find a real-time strategy. She can't hear me now. So.
All right.
What do you think?
I can't hear a blessed thing.
No.
I don't know. I can feel the vibration here, and I can feel the vibration here, but I don't know. And I'm trying really
speak louder.
Careful to tune into the vibrations in my voice because I can't tell if I'm screaming or if I'm whispering. And I'm guessing I'm probably going softer because I'm paranoid that I'm too loud. But I can't hear a blessed thing. Nothing. There's nothing going on here. But it's like a weird buzzing.
Interesting.
This is... Put it back in. I don't know.
We'll put it back in. It's tough. It's challenging because I know that I will see that too. Is I don't hear my voice as clearly.
I love that you keep talking right now. I'm not going to know what you're saying until I watch the show back.
It's fine.
Okay.
So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to
all
my
right.
fans.
Talk to the people. Go ahead. Now I'm back on. Go ahead.
You're back on.
I'm back on.
So I will notice that when I have my hearing aids out, my voice sounds lower because it is lower because I can't hear it. I can't hear as well. So that's good. Yeah. So nothing, huh? So. So did they mean what about the kids? Maybe they thought that because it says what do our voices sound like? Do they mean like us or do they mean like what do the kids' voices?
Oh, what do the kids' voices sound like?
I don't know if that's what they meant.
I don't know.
I mean,
but again, it's the same answer.
I
You sound the way you sound.
Right, because you don't have anything to compare it with, right?
Nothing. And my kids are awesome about looking at me and speaking up and being patient if I need things rephrased or repeated. And some of my kids in the past have jumped on other kids like, hey, you need to look at Mrs. Lane. She can't hear you. I'm like, thank you. Got it. That's awesome. Let's say that a different way, but thank you for thinking about it.
Great spirit, different kind of message.
Awesome. We got to think about how we're talking to people.
All right, last one. How is my life different from other people because of my hearing loss? I mean, a lot of ways.
I mean, there's a ton of ways, right? I'm trying to think of one. I guess for me, it's lack of spontaneity. I can't just go jump in a pool. Right? I can't just go run into the ocean on a hot day in Maine or, play with my nieces and nephews, the little ones, and just run into the ocean and not have to think. I always have to think, where am I putting my hearing aids? Are they going to stay dry? Will they stay safe? Can I trust the person I'm leaving them with? Okay, now I'm in the water. What if the kids need me? Yeah. What if there's an emergency? There's no spontaneity. without my hearing always having to be thought of first before I can do the fun thing. And as somebody that's incredibly impulsive and a lot of fun and wants to experience every bit of life, it's annoying that I have to stop and think.
Yeah, for me it's tiring. I think that I've constantly tried to figure out where my introversion ends and my deafness begins, because they both tax me when I'm out in the world. I also have tinnitus, and so that also affects things, and sometimes it's harder to hear because the tinnitus is worse. So, like, I think how I can interact with the world varies greatly from day to day. If I noticed I finally got some good sleep last night, so my tinnitus isn't as bad as it had been this week because I've been able to rest.
That just breaks my heart every time, because it's just inescapable.
So I think there's a lot of uncertainty for me every single day. I don't know, like, how my energy level is going to be, because if I'm going to be doing a lot of peopling or a lot of active listening. It's day to day there's a lot of uncertainty. So it's why I like the routines, right? Like, I like taking Happy for a walk first thing. I like reading at lunch, stuff like that. Like the little oases in my day. But like I think the spontaneity. I'm not very spontaneous at all, but like I think that having to constantly constantly having to plan and make sure that I have a lot of like extra batteries or a hearing aid case in case it rains and stuff like that. So I think that there's a lot more effort for us to seem normal going through the day.
Yeah, these are awesome questions.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Thank
I think
you,
these are I love their perspective, like what that brings to these questions. So thanks, guys.
All right.
Anything else you want to say?
We're gonna work on spontaneity.
No. How do you work on spontaneity?
I don't know yet, but I'm gonna figure it out, because I just had that spontaneous idea of how to get Brad to be more spontaneous.
So she's gonna plan, and
gonna
I'm gonna be spontaneous.
How to make it more spontaneous. Anyway. Life is meant to be enjoyed, my friend.
I enjoy. You don't have to be spontaneous to have enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, books. What do you got? You don't have one? So, all right, I'll go first to buy her some time. I'll just start looking. We do this every. This is 105 episodes, people, and every single episode I have to remind her to get a book, and I forgot to do it before we started recording.
I'm sitting here as you're talking just now, and when you were doing the last question, and I'm scanning your bookcase behind the computer going, did I read any of these books? Did any of these titles reminding me of something I read? Because I don't have a book.
All right, I will go.
God.
I will go first then. So my book...
Dude, I don't know.
My book is Smile by Raina Telgemeier. So this is a book. This is a graphic novel. So it's a young adult book, I want to say, and so it's a book about a girl who falls and like loses some teeth, and she has to get braces. And so it's all about coming on your own, like how do you find who you are and getting your confidence as a middle schooler. I remember middle school. It's not a fun time. And so I appreciate this book because it doesn't shy away from the challenges. And I'm trying to keep this review going to give Julie some time, but no, it doesn't shy away from the challenges, but it does so with humor, which is something that we always like to do. And it's fun. It's funny. It's poignant. I like the artwork, so it is a comic book, so it's good. So Smile. I can never say her name right, but Smile by Raina Telgemeier, and we'll post to it. Did I give you enough time? Mm-hmm. Okay, Julie, what do you got that you totally had a plan for?
I went back in the archives of my Kindle library, and I just picked the first thing my eyes fell on. Kind of embarrassing. This Family of Mine by Victoria Gotti.
Okay.
John Gotti's son, the Teflon Don of the Mafia.
I think you've done this one before.
No, I did Mob Daughter by Karen Gravano.
Okay.
Because apparently I haven't seen the things that I read from time to time. So Victoria Gotti, it's I don't really remember it, but I remember it was pretty good, and it was kind of wild, and it was like a trashy read. And if you want to get summer trash read, let's check out Victoria Gotti's book, because I am woefully unprepared. But hold it together.
Very spontaneous of you to pick that book.
Wasn't it? You should have seen me. I don't know if you noticed, but I was looking at oh my God, what's over there? Did I read anything? Okay. Can I fake my way through the Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama, even though I haven't really read it yet? I mean, I was like panicking.
I already recommended that one.
Panicking.
You did good. You did good.
Great. I did fantastic.
All right, so we're going to go, and we're going to make sure that she has a book ready for the next
Right
one.
now.
Bye.
Bye.